Nothing can hurt you. And I know when people hear that, they immediately think that's not true. Because of course, things hurt, people leave, people say things, life throws things at you that you didn't really ask for. So, yeah, pain exists, but that's not really what I'm talking about. What I mean is that most of the things that you think is hurting you are not actually hurting you. They're actually touching parts of you that you never really understood. Like, think about it. Two people can go through the same things, same situation, same words, same rejection, same breakup, same loss, same whatever. And one of them collapses and the other one keeps moving. So, what actually happened there? What changed? It wasn't the event, was it? It was actually the way they held it. A lot of the pain we feel in life is actually the story we attach to what happened. Someone ignores you and you suddenly, your mind suddenly goes crazy. Well, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe they don't really respect me that much. And now you're hurting because of what you decided that meant about you. Your mind is constantly interpreting things all day. Someone looks at you in a certain way and you interpret it. Someone doesn't text you back and you interpret it. You lose something you work hard for and you interpret it. And the interpretation is usually where the suffering lives. Because most people, if they're honest with themselves, they don't just feel the pain of something happening, they replay it over and over again. They build a whole movie around it. They imagine scenarios that never even happen. They start questioning themselves, their value, their identity, their future, and suddenly something small becomes something huge. But when you start understanding yourself a little bit more, something very interesting happens. You start noticing that the event itself is just an event, it's kind of neutral. What gives it weight is the meaning you give it. And that doesn't mean you become like numb or anything. It just means that you stop letting every moment rewrite who you are. Someone leaving your life doesn't suddenly erase your worth. Someone rejecting you doesn't suddenly make you less capable. A mistake doesn't define your entire identity. Those things only gain the power when you hand it over. And most people hand it over without even realizing it. They let other people's opinion shape their mood. They let temporary situation decide how they see themselves. They let the past live inside their head like it's still happening, and that's kind of very exhausting because now you're just not living life. You're carrying every interpretation with you, every memory, every what if, every moment that made you question yourself. But once you start seeing how your mind works, something changes. You start pausing before reacting. You start noticing a thought when it shows up and you realize, wait, that's just a thought. It's not really a fact, it's not reality, it's just a thought. And when you stop believing every thought that appears in your head, life becomes, it becomes lighter. Someone said something about you and you're just like, okay, that's just their perception. Someone leaves and you're just like, okay, that's their decision, right? Something doesn't go the way you plan and all right, adjust. None of that has to destroy you. None of that has to become your identity. Because the truth is, you're stronger than most of the stories your mind tells you. The only reason those stories feel powerful is because you've been listening to them for so long. But once you step back and observe them instead of automatically believing them, you start realizing something. Most of what you thought was hurting you was just your mind trying to protect you, trying to make sense of things, trying to avoid uncertainty. But in doing that, it sometimes creates more suffering than the event itself. So when I say nothing can hurt you, I don't mean life will suddenly become perfect. Life will still test you, believe me. People will still disappoint you, plans will still fall apart, but you don't have to let every one of those moments become something that breaks you. You can feel something without becoming it. You can experience loss without losing yourself. You can hear criticism without turning it into your identity. And that's freedom because you stop letting every moment decide who you are. And once you reach that place, a lot of the things that used to bother you just don't anymore because you finally understand yourself.